Here we go, back to Pro Cycling Manager 25 to our career mode. Last episode we started our first Grand Tour with Sirocco for Endurance, La Vuelta a España 2025. And to be honest, we had a pretty solid start. We sprinted to an okay 6th place on stage 1, and on stage 2 we fought against the best GC riders, finishing 2nd. On the 3rd stage we had a solid podium by Govikar, but we lost 6 minutes and 44 seconds with Romeo on purpose to be allowed to go in the breakaway on stage 4 with Romeo to take KOM, and that's what we did. But also, Mateusz Govikar won the stage. And the victories kept coming. Stage 5, Ivan Romeo wins the time trial. So, not just 1, not just 2, but actually 3 victories. Stage 6, Ivan Romeo goes in the breakaway and wins from the breakaway. And in the meanwhile, Tadej Pogačar won and took the lead of the race. But we are leading KOM, which was our goal, with 3 stage wins already, and also somehow in the lead of green. Anyway, in today's video, I want to hunt for more stage victories, and I want to try and expand my lead in KOM. But I'm also wondering, with Ivan Romeo on 9 minutes 28, whether I can join a breakaway, take lots of time, and maybe enter top 10 in GC. That is a small goal by the end of this Vuelta. Today we are starting off with a sprint stage, after that 2 medium mountain finishes, then 2 hill stages, and then Angliru, that's terrifying, followed by La Farapona. So basically, lots of climbing. Anyway, stage 1, pancake flat, Mess Pedersen is the favorite, but we've got Mateusz Govikar, not exactly the best flat sprinter, so I'm hoping for a podium. Okay, the stage is about to begin, a +3 on Govikar, who starts at the back of the peloton, but 76 sprint stat, we can work with that. I think I once again don't plan to make a sprint train, instead I'll try to use Govikar to serve wheels and try to win from the wheel of another sprinter. Paul Wright is doing a fantastic job keeping Govikar at the front, but I think I'll switch to the wheel of Mess Pedersen on the left side. Let's try to do that. There we go, slowly but surely. Okay, last 8 kilometers, and this is perfect. Govikar is in the wheel of Mess Pedersen. Last 3 kilometers, Pedersen is losing the wheel of his lead out, but now he's back. Mosca doing the lead out. Pedersen in the wheel of Mosca. Mosca with a terrible lead out so far. Let's try and launch from the wheel of Pedersen right now. Govikar on the right, but on the right side of the road, it's Van Dijk. Come on, Govikar. No, but we'll get pretty close on this one, so I think a top 5. Yes, 5th place. I was hoping for a podium, but Govikar simply was not fast enough. The winner is Tim van Dijk. Anyway, now on to the more serious stages. Like stage 9 for example, with a medium mountaintop finish, but no KOM points available during the route itself. Honestly, I think instead of going in the breakaway, I might just sit in the peloton and fight from there against the big guns, because then I can fight for KOM points at the finish. Of course, Romeo is nowhere near the favorite, that is Tadej Pogačar, but we got 2nd on a medium mountaintop finish before in this race, so I think it's possible. So, Ivan Romeo with a +3 on the day once again, so that is perfection. On the climb now, 13 kilometers, 5.2%, last 3 kilometers is flat. Pogačar already in a perfect position, but so is Ivan Romeo. Oh, attack on the left side of the road, Schelmoze, Landa, everybody's going, so let's speed up to 85. No response from Pogačar yet. Oh, they are sitting up and I'm closing it down. There we go. I had to close it down because I want a top 5 to get KOM points. Once more an attack on the left side of the road, and now everybody is responding, including Pogačar, but it's already done for. Schelmoze does not get separation and Romeo just keeps trucking. One more attack on the right side of the road. Once again, everybody responding. Come on, Romeo. He can't follow that. He cannot follow that. Let's do my own tempo now. Let's try to get to the wheel end. They sit up again. But there comes another move. Landa goes this time around. Come on, Romeo. Just follow the wheel on 88. Make your own tempo. Last 5.7 kilometers. Come on, Romeo. Not much yellow energy, but Schelmoze, Vingegaard, they're all kind of suffering a bit. In the last 3 kilometers, in the wheel of Pogačar, he needs to close everybody down now. There we go. Pogačar is closing down the attack of Schelmoze with 2.4 kilometers to go. Romeo in the perfect wheel. Just follow, man. Just follow. More attacks come. Not really. Pogačar. Move to the front, Pogi. Move to the front, Pogi. I'll have to do it myself. There goes Romeo. We get blocked in a bit, but there goes Romeo. Come on, top 5, top 5, top 5. It won't be happening. Ay. We tried, but we failed. The victory is for Roger Adria. That is not expected. In the end, Ivan Romeo finishes 8th. Not great, not terrible, but basically no changes for KOM. Wait, I swear stage 10 looks exactly the same as stage 9. One medium mountain at the end. Honestly, I just don't see the Breakaway winning on such a parkour, so I reckon I'll try the same strategy. Okay, once again with a +3 on the day on Romeo, so I'm not complaining. So the final climb has begun, 8 kilometers at 6.4%, once again flattening out towards the top, but I'm in a good position. The tempo is high though. Last 5 kilometers, not a single attack so far, but the tempo by UAE is actually quite high, so maybe people can't attack. In the last 3 kilometers at the moment, and the tempo is going up by Lascano at the front. Romeo, you gotta keep up, don't get blocked by Van Dijken here. 1.5 kilometers to go, Pogacar moving up on the left side of the road, but no attack yet. No attack at all. Romeo in a perfect position. Last kilometer right here. There goes the sprint. Romeo starts to sprint, but Roger Adria, really? Is he gonna do it again? Roger Adria wins, Pogacar in second, Romeo in third, so bonus seconds I don't care about, but KOM points. I simply can't believe that Roger Adria won 2 stages in a row. Anyway, third place for Romeo, that's a good result. Our man is now leading KOM by 42 points on Pogacar. Oh, I like the parkour of stage 11. We've got the Côte de Vivero and after that the Côte de Piquet. The 2 climbs from stage 1 of the Tour de France 2023? The favorite is once again Tadej Pogacar, but I've got a plan. I'll send Romeo in the breakaway for the KOM points and potentially the stage, and if that fails, Govikar wins from the peloton. And there is nothing Teddy Pikachu can do about that. Okay, Wright and Romeo both starting at the front of the peloton, both with a +3 daily form, so that is a perfect start. Straight into the breakaway, there we go. Over the top of the first climb, there we go, 3 points. Oh, the peloton is pacing behind us, Wright has been dropped and Romeo is solo now, so this is far from perfect. But over the top of the second climb, 3 more points. And actually, the peloton is sitting up, so the breakaway has formed. A one-man breakaway with Romeo. It's gonna be a long day in the saddle for our boy. There we go, 3 more points for Romeo. In the words of DJ Khaled, another one. In the last 50k of the stage now, the third last climb, a second cat climb, so I reckon this is about 5 to 10 points? Yeah, 5 points for that one. Last 25 kilometers on the second last climb, and the gap is 30 seconds to an attacker, Armirai, about a minute to the peloton, so we're definitely getting caught, but we're gonna take some more points here. There we go, over the top, once again a second cat climb, another 5 points. After the climb, I'm waiting for Armirai because I need him in this valley, so Armirai, you're gonna have to pace me here. There we go, I'm staying in the wheel, I'm not taking over. Armirai, it's all on to you now. You gotta pace me to the finish. But the peloton is just 30 seconds behind, so that's nothing. And I don't have energy on Romeo, so surviving this final climb, the Côte de Piquet, is gonna be near impossible. Ah, the peloton is coming, 99 to the top by Romeo, 99 to the top, dropping Armirai, 7 kilometers to go, completely empty, but I've got a gap into the descent. Come on, keep going. Armirai, help me, buddy, help me. Ooh, crash in the peloton, Jonas Vingegaard, Sepp Kuss, but oh no. Armirai is dropping Ivan Romeo in the final 4 kilometers, and I just don't have anything to catch back up. I simply don't have the energy. Honestly, I can't believe it, but Armirai is gonna win the stage and Romeo is gonna get caught by the group behind in the last kilometer. That is so incredibly painful. Just imagine what could have been if Romeo won that stage from the breakaway. That would have been insane. But I have to give the credit to Bruno Armirai. He deserved that victory. I was rooting for him. Well, no, I was rooting for me, but outside of the peloton, I was rooting for him. Ivan Romeo steps on the podium with 88 points, so a lead of 67 points on Pogacar when it comes to KOM. That's a lot. And also, our man still has the green jersey because he keeps scoring points. But I have to say, Ivan Romeo being such a massive part of the stage and only finishing 20th, that is disappointing. I'm sorry, but Romeo deserved more than that. To be honest, that was one of the better stages I've played on PCM this year. Anyway, stage 12, once again a hilly parkour, might also go to the breakaway. But just like every single stage, Tadej Pogacar is the favorite. So the first climb of the day has begun, and one single rider in the breakaway, Murice, and I'm gonna change that. There goes Romeo on the left side of the road, into the breakaway alone. Over the top, taking 5 points once again. I'm sorry, but I am so annoyed. Alan Hatterley has joined me in the breakaway, but he's not pulling. Why are you in the breakaway and not pulling? And of course now the peloton is right behind us, so I'm giving up on this breakaway. I'm going back to the peloton. Anyway, today's last climb is approaching and I want to try to attack there because I want to go for the KOM points. Okay, the climb has begun. 7 kilometers at 7.5%. Wright is pacing right now. Fraile is ready to take over, but my entire train at the front. Actually, I feel like I want to make a move here, so let's pause it. Let's attack full with Mr. Fraile, and let's see if we can get away with our train here. There we go, on the climb now. Switch back to pacing 90 with Fraile, and we've got a gap of 20 seconds on the peloton where UAE is pacing now. There we go, an old school team attack. Come on boys, 10 kilometers to go. We've got a 3-man train going, 40 seconds on the peloton. Keep on flying, guys. We've got this. Last 3 kilometers and I'm struggling. Fraile is gone. It's Okamika and Romeo in the final 2 kilometers. And the gap to the peloton is 20 seconds. Come on, Romeo. Last kilometer. Come on, come on, come on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Completely out of energy. And the peloton is coming. No, 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 no. Pavel Bittner. No, no, on the line. I can't believe it. We got robbed. I can't believe that. That is horrifying. Oh my god, it was so close. The victory was so close. Come on, I can't believe that. Ivan Romeo was like a 5-year-old kid enjoying a lovely ice cream. And Pavel Bittner, the mean guy, the enemy of this YouTube channel, comes in, takes his hand and swipes the ice cream out of Romeo's hand. I can't believe it. Honestly, I don't want to talk about it. Ivan Romeo, come on. So close to a stage win. And it just gets taken away. That is easily one of the most painful losses I've had on PCM 25. That's for sure. Pavel Bittner, man. I hate you. Okay, I have to confess, I don't believe our team will be competitive on stage 13. The Alto de Angliru with gradients up to 20%, so my dudes can't defeat Pogacar on that. But I also don't believe the breakaway can make it, so I reckon I'll try with Romeo from the peloton and see where I finish. Because I still believe that a top 10 in GC is actually possible. Okay, in the final of the stage, 25 kilometers to go, 2 climbs. The first is a small one, but quite steep. But the second one is an absolute monster. Angliru is coming, but first we gotta survive this first climb. There we go, the tempo on the climb is not exactly crazy, so Romeo is surviving quite well. A move on the right of the road. Prodom is going, but that is no dangerous man, so I don't care. Over the top of this climb, that is nice. Now on to the last one. The last climb has only just begun, but attacks by Landa, by Tiberi, by Skelmose. Romeo is trying to survive in the group behind, but my position is far from perfect. There we go, the attackers have been caught, but another man is attacking. Who is that? We've got Landa attacking once again. Romeo is in a better position now though, so that is good. 4.5 kilometers, Landa with a gap of 28 seconds. I feel like I want to make a move. Energy gel on Romeo. Let's wait until that triggers to attack. 3.4 kilometers, gap is down to 17 seconds. UAE with so many riders here. Pogacar right there on the right side of the road, but now I'm suffering to follow. This is not going very well. Landa is getting caught and my energy is so low. I'm not going to compete here, that is for sure. Ivan Romeo is completely empty with 1.5 kilometers to go. Landa versus Pogacar at the front of the race, but it's gonna be Tadej. We all know it's gonna be Tadej. 300 meters to go. Pogacar takes it on Angliru, but we are nowhere to be seen. 2 minutes 20 behind and struggling, crawling up the climb. Yeah, it was looking good with about 5 kilometers to go, but 2 minutes later, not so good. Like, I wasn't expecting to compete for the stage, but I was expecting a little bit better than 18th place. Honestly, it's quite a sad sight, but Romeo is P30 in GC on 14 minutes. And I'm the delusional lunatic that still thinks we can top 10 this. To be honest, if we get 8 minutes back on 20 riders, we're back in the top 10. It's possible. By the way, stage 14, once again a mountain stage. I think there's been like 2 sprint stages in 2 weeks. Mateusz Govekar is literally starving. That said, as always, Tadej Pogacar is the favorite. But I've got a feeling that today, Ivan Romeo beats Tadej. Okay, I don't actually believe that, but I'm hoping so. Actually, I think I'll go in the breakaway because I don't believe I can beat Tadej Pogacar head-to-head from the peloton. This is the only way. In the peloton, quite a few teams are still pacing behind the breakaway, but Dylan Finch is pacing like crazy to keep that breakaway going. Honestly, in the peloton, they simply won't stop pacing, and in the breakaway, everybody's out of energy. Finch is done for, so is Romeo, so this breakaway is never even gonna form. Like, I've said this a few times already, but if these teams in the peloton want to go in the breakaway, I've got a solution. Attack! Instead, they just want to ruin my life by keeping up the tempo in the peloton, and I can't form a breakaway, and I'm getting dropped. Well, I'm not getting dropped because everybody's done for, but the whole breakaway is now doomed. There we go, Romeo is back in the peloton, caught. And of course, the two riders that attack after my breakaway has been caught get a free gap of 5 minutes. Why can't this be me? Anyway, the second last climb of the stage has begun, actually a steep one. 10 kilometers at 8.5%. Visma Lease Bike is pacing with a billion riders. Romeo is keeping himself safe. Right now, in 30th place in GC, let's make that 25th. We are barely surviving on this climb at the back of the group, but we are still here. In the last 13 kilometers of this stage on the final climb, but Romeo is struggling to hold on to the group and is spending so much energy, so it's not looking good. One by one, riders are dropping, but I'm trying to follow the group. I'm trying to stay in the draft, but I just don't have much yellow energy. I need this group to stop pacing. Okay, Romeo is getting gapped in the last 5 kilometers, but a lot of riders are dropping, so I can still top 15 here. In the last 1.5 kilometers, Tadej Pogacar and Vingegaard are dropping Mikel Landa. In the last kilometer, I've got a feeling it's gonna be Tadej Pogacar. Jonas is struggling, and yes, indeed, Pogacar is winning on La Farapona. And a massive 7 minutes later, getting passed by Sepp Kuss on the line, Romeo finishes 13th on the day. That stage was way more selective than I expected. Tadej Pogacar is now leading the Vuelta by 4 minutes 44 on Vingegaard, and Romeo is nowhere to be seen. Actually, he does come on the podium for KOM with a massive lead on Pogacar. And also still in the green jersey by roughly 20 points on Pogacar. I'll be honest, I was expecting a little bit better than 13th place. But we move up 4 positions in GC to 26th now. I'm telling you, by the end of this Vuelta, we are in the top 10, somehow. 10th place, Carlos Rodriguez is on 14 minutes. We are on 21 minutes, so it's only like 8 minutes away. So I genuinely think it's still possible. I think stage 16 might be the key, an opportunity for a breakaway to make it to the line. And hopefully we can take another stage win. Because well, in today's episode, not a single stage victory. We got close a few times, but it didn't work out. Anyway, I can't wait for the final week of this Vuelta, but that's gonna be for next time. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.